Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Stretch Professor. Today we're going to be doing a coaching session for Thresh. Oh, Thresh is on blue side here. Doing a coaching session for Thresh. So special thanks to Emitamu for the donation. I appreciate it. And this is preseason patch 1023. So this is the first patch of the preseason before season 11. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, just email me at thestratchprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. We can set that up. It's just $25 if you're not a channel member, $20 if you are a channel member. And if you want to watch more coaching sessions for free, then I'm going to have over 250 coaching sessions on the channel that you can just kind of flip through and see what you're interested in. We're adding more pretty often. And I am streaming this as well. We stream on YouTube every night starting around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually going till about 3 or 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'd love to have you. Very friendly, chill community. So you might hear me talking with the chat a little bit as well. Okay. You're up against Malphite. Not that great early. If you can get, if you can get some punishment on him, it's good. Aftershock, I don't know what your secondaries are, but that looks good. I would try to be positioning to look a little more threat. Like, just auto attack and push the wave, and then see if you can get this second bush. If you can hit level 2 first and get this bush, you might be able to zone him out of a little bit of CS. So yeah, I probably would have autoed that a bit faster. Yeah, and then go up, threaten him, threaten him, threaten him. You should be looking like, yeah, there you go. Get the flash. Okay, or she just dies. Alright. But yeah, like, it should be, you should try to get level 2. That's not worth. All you're probably going to be able to get there out of him is flash. So I would just take his flash, because he's so close to the tower. Yeah, it's got a little too hardcore there. But I do like the aggression in general. But yeah, you want to just try to hit that level 2 and then immediately like just start running at him. And like the most common play on Thresh a lot of times is you just flash flay him and then just keep auto attacking them, wait on them to flash, and then after they flash, then you go for the hook. Just run in, immediately flash flay, start autoing, drop that ignite down before they heal when they're at like 50% health. Wait for them to flash, because the worst case scenario is they flash immediately when you flay them, and then you traded flash for flash. And then that pretty much guarantees if you land a hook, then you're going to kill him for the next 5 minutes. Be careful. Okay, your team's coming, but... yeah, you got the hook. Did you already use your hook? I feel like, let me see that again. I feel like I was going a little hard there, considering like your team really wasn't following up at the start. Yeah, you needed to hold on to that hook until your team was there. So just do your best to stall, but then, yeah, it really doesn't do that much for you to hook him before your team gets there. Especially without having your lantern to lantern somebody in. Like, I like the idea of trying to contest scuttles early, but like if your team's not responding, you got to be kind of careful with that. You definitely want to save your hook until someone's there to follow up. I mean, even just delaying Fiddlesticks a little bit there, just kind of annoying him, like, that would still probably be, like, a pretty good little good amount of movement there. Okay, yeah, again, you should have waited until, like, Graves was there before... I mean, maybe if you hook him, like, you can lantern him in, but it looked like he was a little too far away for that play. So I probably would have waited a little bit longer before you go for the hook. And you want to try to, like, get these bushes if you can. And hook out of the bushes. Like, even just forcing them to use their wards in the bush instead of in the river or in your tri-bush is going to make them a lot more vulnerable to ganks. So, and Malphite's really not going to be able to threaten you that much. So just do the best you can to, like, control these bushes and throw hooks out of the bushes. Because even just the presence, right? Even if you just don't even throw a hook, if you're just sitting in, like, a forward bush like that in this lane. Okay, that was a good play. Oh, go, 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 go. Forward, forward. Auto. I think you're backing up a little bit too early on some of these. Yeah, even if you can control something like the forward bush, just having that aggressive presence there can back her up off of that wave and make it a lot more difficult for her to CS, because she's always going to have to be scared if that hook's coming in. Especially when she doesn't have flash. I think her flash just came back up. It's about the same as your flash. Yeah, I think you flashed to try to kill the Malphite maybe 15, 20 seconds after her flash, so... Unless you flashed again, and I'm just, like, miscalculating it. But in either case, hers should be back at this point. Yeah, and y'all really need to, like... You really needed to get ahead early, because once Malphite hits 6... Like, he's a troll support pick until 6. Once he gets to 6, then his ult's, like, really dangerous. So, you really needed to try to pressure him and be up, you know, 20, 30 CS by the 6-minute mark. It's like Malphite ult plus Misfortune ult is going to be pretty devastating. I wouldn't ever try to flash hook unless it's like 100% guaranteed. I just wouldn't ever do it. If you want to do a play like that with flash, I would flash play, because that's really fast. It doesn't have much of an animation to it. Flash hook, they still have a half a second to dodge, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just super risky. Okay, what are you building here? Probably Locket, right? Yeah, you need to ping this. Let them know. Okay, good. Okay, you need to try. I don't know how much gold you have on your backs, but you need to try to get a control ward whenever possible on your backs. It's so important, especially when you play something like a hook champion like Thresh. Then, you know, that lets you control the bushes better. Okay, nice. It's good. Okay. You should have taken that. I think they're going to get it, but I think you had enough health left to take that and auto-attack her a couple of times. Your team got it anyway. You are kind of backing off on some of these plays where you could be a little bit more aggressive, like when you land your hooks and things like that, but... And when you're, I've talked about this in like skill shot videos before, but like the best ways to help improve like your hook hits and things like that, like obviously you hit that one, but is thinking of that Malphite play where you like flash hooked. It's just to walk people down first and then hook. Like, hold your hook until the last moment where you're going to be able to get a really good play. Because sometimes people just like juke back and forth, you know, trying to dodge the hook. And then they just lose their momentum and you can just walk them into a wall. So like right here with that play with the Malphite, you could just throw your W back to get the Graves in and just start walking him into this alcove. And then just cut him off right here because that's where he was going. And then just cut him off right here. Just walk over here. And if he peeks his head out and tries to go in that bush, that's where you throw the hook, right? When he doesn't have vision of you in this bush and he's up against a wall. Because when they're against walls and you have hooks, they don't have as many dodge angles, right? So if they're like right here or something and you're right here and you throw a hook, they can only try to dodge up. So you can sort of cut that off a little bit with your hook because they can't dodge down. So that's just a little trick to do. Okay, nice. Flay first. Okay, that's fine. If she had her flash, she didn't. I hadn't been tracking her most recent flash timer, but if she had her flash, if you open with hook like that, then she could flash your hook, potentially. Like, the millisecond she wakes up, she could flash it. And that's why I was saying open with Flay. Just because she's slowed at that point. And then just run her down until she flashes, and then hook after she flashes. Yeah, you can fight him, hook him. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Fiddle's here. But yeah, just try walking people into walls a little bit more. Just holding on to that hook. Yeah, you know he doesn't have ult, so yeah, just go ahead and flay him. I would have flayed him back. I mean, she's going to get him, I think, but... You have Lantern? Okay. So, like, again, right there, I think just... trying to walk up and flay the Malphite once he goes on you. And then holding your hook until after you flay. After he's committed. This guy's apparently never read Graves' W before. Yeah, Eclipse Graves is your worst nightmare. If you're an AD assassin. Maybe not the worst, but it's certainly not something you want to see. Okay, good. You might... I'm not really sure in this meta right now, especially because you're not roaming that much. Maybe it is correct just to get Locket. That does help out a lot against the Malphite burst, so... but I'm just thinking, like, historically, Threshes will rush Moby Boots, like, ASAP. But, you know, new Locket is so strong that maybe it's just better just to complete Locket before you get your mobility boots. I'm really not sure. If you're not going to roam that much... if you're just going to stay in lane, which is like what you're doing. And that's not necessarily bad if you're, you know, making good plays and winning lane. Y'all are about even. Then you don't have to roam. But, wait, why are you backing off this so much? You had Graves coming down and Akali was looking for it. Did you, I'm not sure why you back. Did you think they're going to dive you or something? Hey, thanks, King of Nobody. We appreciate it, buddy. You too, man. It's getting wild out there, for sure. My physical classes are all done. I canceled my last two. I didn't cancel, but I substitute them for, like, live presentations for Zoom presentations, so. And I'm kind of digging it. It is pretty nice because students can reschedule, but I won't go on that tangent while we're in the middle of a coaching session. But... It depends on the context, Alistair is asking if Redemption's good or not. It depends. In general, I would not get it on most supports right now. Like, Enchanters, but it needs to be situational. Because honestly, with most supports right now, you get 2 items. So, instead of 3, in a lot of circumstances, so... So we're gonna stay focused up here. Alright, yeah, Zed's coming down. Run. Okay, so you probably have Locket, right? Yeah. I think. I don't remember how much the combined cost is on there. It's probably... Is it like 1,000 or something? Okay, yeah. You know, I might go Mercs here second. Because they have the Lysandra stuff. Like, Lysandra has a lot of CC. Fiddle has a lot of CC. They both do a lot of magic damage. Malphite does a lot of magic damage. Mercs won't help against Malphite, obviously, in his knockup, but... I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. Are Mobies even worth it at this point? Because the landing phase is kind of over. Kind of want to be thinking, what's your team trying to do? Are you going to try to split push or not? I don't think you're going to be split pushing that much with Renekton. Or, I mean, maybe Renekton and Akali, but playing that split push game plays right into Fiddlesticks' hands. I'm not sure. Might depend on what you're getting second. If you're getting, like, Zeke's second, which is probably where you want to be, I think. Then having the Mercs might be good. So I would probably go Mercs here. I'm not 100% on that, but I think having a little more defense against all of that CC and all of that burst damage would be nice. Extra resistances scales really well with the shield also, because remember, shields benefit from resistances. That's close. That was a little too early, I think, on the Lantern. I mean, yeah, Swiftness would be alright too, but that's the other option. It's like Mobies are like, you know, the Challenger boot, right? If, oof, that would have been really nice to hit. If you're actively roaming around and making big plays on Thresh off your roams, then yes, it is very good. You need to spread out. Malphite's gonna ult that, yeah. I would have just let her go at that point. Like, there's nothing you're going to be able to do against Malphite plus Lysandra right there. So you just don't want to be knocked up by the Malphite also. So that's one of those things where, you know, you standing there is not going to make a difference in whether or not she lives. So just make sure that you live and you don't give them an extra kill is kind of the best thing you can do right there. As awkward as it is, because you can't flay Malphite, your ult's not going to influence it. You can throw your Lantern from... You had already thrown your Lantern, but you can throw that from, you know, a distance. So there's just no reason to stand next to her, because you can't block any of the stuff they're doing, so... I know that's kind of the instinct, to kind of go down with the ship and stay there and try to peel, but that specific set of threats, we're not going to be able to peel. Okay. Try to get more vision down too. The vision's a little lackluster. Like right here, you're not really doing that much DPS to Dragon. You know what I mean? Like a little bit, but not much. So it would be a better use of your time to come up and like ward this in like this area. You should definitely be warding. No, this is too shallow for this point in the game. You guys have control of this jungle right now, because you see that a bunch of them are over here. Graves is taking the blue. This is like a really scared ward. This is like, I have no clue where they are, and they could kill me at any moment. Like, that's what that kind of ward is. What you should be getting is like Gromp ward, and at least right here, if not wolves. You want to ward their camps because they have to go farm their camps. So, they're going to walk over your wards. You're going to see them. And like, you want to be warding like raptors right here. This is one of the best places to ward if you're on blue side, warding red side, because people often will put their control ward, their defensive control ward here or here, and so if it's right in between them, then it's this really annoying place where neither one of those control wards is going to see that. They have to specifically use a sweeper or put a control ward out in the open. Yeah, you need to control ward this. You don't have control wards. You need to at least, like, you need to ward behind this. Fiddle's alive. Like, this is, if Fiddle ults into this, it's going to be a complete disaster. Zed's acting like they know you're here. Like, you might be able to just bulldoze your way in here, but you should be on the other side of this wall, warding this stuff up, and trying everything in your power to find the Fiddlesticks and stop him from getting into that pit. Like, that's your main goal. Like, Akali's doing your job right now, but if you were back there with her, I think that would have helped a lot. But yeah, unless you're like a very high DPS support, like a Zyra or something, and they need your DPS to take the Baron, even then, even if you were Zyra, I would still be on this side of the wall and save at least one of your plants and just like help with DPS over the wall. The biggest thing is get that vision and stop the jungler from taking a look at the Baron. Really anybody from taking a look at the Baron, but especially the jungler. Because once again, your DPS really doesn't matter. You're probably contributing to like 5% or less of the DPS on that Baron with like Thresh auto attacks, you know? Hey, thanks, Kurik. Kurik saying he's of a similar mindset about the boots, that Mobies just sometimes aren't worth it. Yeah, tanking it's sometimes needed, but not right here, Alistair. Let's not confuse him, man. I mean, obviously, if your team can't do it, if you're a tank, then that's fine. But like, you had Graves and Renekton, I think we're both there, so. What is lifesteal, man? But Graves gets like 60 free armor off of his grit too. I mean, he basically is a tank against armor, like physical damage things. Okay, Fiddlesticks back there. Dragon's up. Yeah, try to get better ward. This is good. You have good ward coverage in here now. But like, wards are absolutely top priority, especially warding camps. I think a lot of people just settle for shallow wards instead of the camps. You can't always get those camp wards if it's too dangerous, but okay, nice. Okay, that worked out. Nice. You have your lock. You already used locket. Okay. Yeah, flay. Okay, you got him. Yeah, go get dragon. Go get dragon. Dragon. Okay. You need to be pinging this a lot. Like, you should ping dragon like 8 times right here. Okay, yeah, you had the same idea. You got the mercs. That's good. And what are you getting now? Oh, okay, yeah, you are getting Zeke's. Flay does interrupt the heal, correct. Yeah, that was the main reason you wanted to play the fiddle. Interrupts the heal, but like a big part of Fiddle's damage on his W is that very last tick does like a percentage of max health. Like a pretty high amount if he's maxing that. So you want to, if you can interrupt him, you want to interrupt him before he gets that last tick off. Okay. Okay, good. I like that. Well, the big change to lifesteal, you're talking about crits, getting a lot of lifesteal. The main thing they did to make lifesteal over the top these days, in a lot of circumstances, is the fact that on hit damage applies lifesteal now. It didn't used to do that, so that's when it starts getting crazy, when you get the Gensus plus something like Shield Bow, plus sometimes like Bloodthirster. It's just like crazy lifesteal. But anyways, okay, back up. Baron. Go get Baron. And this time you got a ward and zone. And I think that's a lost opportunity. I think y'all had at least 20 seconds there where, like, immediately after you got Inhibitor, if you just push that final wave and then ran to Baron, even if you can't do Baron, if you get Vision in here, just, like, put a ward here and here, and then just sweep this stuff and get a control ward in here. If they come over and look at you, then you just kill them, right? Because you've got first step. So even if you start running over here and you see these minions and you see them like run past the minions and they're running this way, y'all can just stand in this bush and just wait until they come up and then kill them. So I think even just running like you're going to do Baron is going to force action from them. And they're going to have to go, you know, blindly face check these bushes on the way there. You can jump them either here or here. So I think a lot of times it's the correct play to just go for Baron, to just like force them to come look at you, even if you don't really like want to like do a 50-50 Baron. But it's just all about forcing them to go in a predictable place, and then you have Vision set up there first and you get the first move. That's so much about winning in the mid game. It's just locking out their vision, taking away their information, and then forcing them to be where you want them to be. Like right here, they're all coming. I would have been down here instead of running around in the back here. You should have cleared that ward while you had the chance also. So like what should have happened here? Let me walk you through this. Let me see the situation. Ashe is dead. Okay, so Ashe got picked. So y'all really... But they have two people in their base. So yeah, I would have come up here, just ward this, and then back up. Probably. Ward this, back up. Because yeah, y'all don't want to fight without Ashe. But, like, ward this, clear this ward out, and then back up. Yeah, see, they just pretty much did the opposite to you, right? Now they're forcing you to be where they want you to be. But you guys just had so much money, you just beat them down with your wallet right there. Long shot arrow. There's no reason to go up here. You guys can't end the game right now. So I would be pinging Dragon. Yeah, there you go. I don't know, like... I mean, I don't think so. Maybe. Like, it's possible they could end, but yeah, I think the correct play is Dragon. Just because the spawn timers are so low. Like, this is like one of the biggest baits in macro. are these 2 towers right here with single inhibitor down and people just trying to rush and thinking they can end the game. Those 2 towers aren't like that valuable. If you get 1 or 2 of them, like it does open up some backdoor opportunities, but it's almost always better just to go get Baron or go get a dragon or something. Okay, so you got Soul. So get over here, lock out this vision. Control ward in the pit. Ward here. Okay, again, you need to be on this side. Where these guys are, you need to be over here. Because you're not real. Once again, you're not adding that much DPS. You know what I mean? Okay. Y'all got him. Which expression? No, but you should. I mean, yeah, the Renekton maybe should have been lower, but no, like Thresh is not doing anything to the Baron. He's doing like 5% of the damage. He should 100% be on the other side. Now, as to whether Renekton or Akali should be over there, that's a little more questionable, but I think that's fine. It's not just peeling; like you just kill them. You're getting free kills. Ashe and Graves have enough DPS to do it, so I think that's fine. I know you like to be contrarian, man, but like, just don't. I'm afraid it's going to confuse people in like the coaching videos. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm not talking to Amatamu. I'm talking to Alistair. For those of y'all that are watching this and just the standalone video, it's a guy in the chat that has been a long time sort of viewer and fan of the channel, but he just challenges me and tries to take the other side of 99% of the things that I say, but which is fine. Like, it's good to have a dialogue and a conversation about stuff, but I think especially for coaching sessions, people want clear advice and clear direction on stuff, and then they can interpret it however they want. But that's my only concern. But anyway, so I think so some of the biggest things to work on. So overall, good game. But I know you're not donating for me to just say good game, right? You want some advice about things that I think you could optimize to help you climb a bit faster. So I think that walking people into walls and just being a bit more conservative with the hooks and just taking higher probability hooks are good. Trying to be aggressive and get flays. Trying to be aggressive, get flays on people before you go for those hooks to get the slow and then wait for the flash and things like that. Is good. And then just getting the deeper vision. Once you guys had like mid lane down and you kind of had dominance in the bot lane, you should be trying to get vision in their jungle. So like I said, warding the camps, ward the Gromp, ward the wolves if possible. And then the Baron is a big one, is getting that deeper vision in there and then coming out and zoning the Baron. So kind of like what the Akali and the Renekton were doing. You should be out there. That's a major, like one of your major jobs as a support is to sort of act as that offensive line and like not let them get to the quarterback there. Do not let them sack that Baron. Okay, you have to screen. You cannot let them You have to block or whatever. I'm confusing my football analogy here, but do not let them get to the Baron. Okay. So you have to be out there giving vision, hooking them, flaying them, just doing everything you can. Like, don't don't run into 4 people to buy 3 seconds unless it's like an absolute code red emergency. But just be a pest, right? Don't let them go look at it for free. And just try to force the Baron. You guys did get Barons, but try to get it a little more often, like force action, I should say. So go in there, lock out that vision. Even if you're not sure if you have time to fully do it, like after you killed this inhibitor the first time, just push up the wave, immediately leave. And if they see you running over there, then half the time they're just going to run past the wave, which gives you vision of them. So they're going to run past the wave and just try to immediately run and contest you. And then you can catch them, like I said, in this bush here near Raptors or near the Baron bush. They will not expect the Raptor bush most of the time. Some people are a little more careful around this bush, but they're going to run in there and try to stop you. So then you can get 1 or 2 free kills from the people running in, and then you get your free Baron because they're going to be too scared at that point. They're not going to want to check this bush anymore, so they're just going to give it to you. And even if somehow they do get past, right, you're still going to be there blocking, and then all of a sudden they have to take a 3v5 if they want to try to contest that Baron. So just really being aggressive, forcing that action as much as possible. Anytime Baron's up, that's the number one thing on the map to do the vast majority of the time is lock out vision and get push up the lanes and force them to come look at Baron and then make a play off of that. But anyway, so that's one of the biggest things I think to optimize is the Baron play. And you guys got a lot of Barons and it's very good, but you could do it even more in a lot of games. So I think that's big. So those are the 3 things I would work on. I mean, there's countless things that anybody can work on in any game, but I like to always just try to break it down to 3 main things. So just being more conservative with the hooks, trying to take higher probability hooks by walking people into walls and things like that more often. Getting deeper vision in the jungle, especially the camps, if it's safe. Some games it won't be, right? Some games you have to take the shallow ward like you did at the Blast Cone. But if you have that dominance, if you have the jungler near you, or their jungler's top, or just otherwise it's going to be relatively safe, like when your jungler was doing blue right there, then go for that deeper vision. And then the Baron play, I just explained that, but I think that's a huge thing as well. So overall, good game. I thought it was really solid. Those are basically the exact items I would get. It looks like you have pretty much the exact runes I would get. So yeah, I think the itemization and the runes are on point. You got some good hooks in team fights. You had good positioning. The Malphite thing was the only one that I mentioned earlier. Is just be careful. If you can't peel something, if they're dead anyways, you just got to let them die and just back up to save yourself so you don't give them multiple kills. But overall, I think the team fight positioning and stuff like that was pretty good. So just work on those macro things, and I think that'll help a ton. But anyways, that's going to be it. So thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate it. And anyone else out there that would like a coaching session, just email me at thestretchprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind, or talk with me on the stream. We can set it up. I do it live on the stream for you, so you can ask some questions if you have any. And then I also post it up as a replay later, so it's always there if you want to come back and revisit it, and that helps other people out too. If you want to do it private off stream, we can do that as well, and I can not post it up. Perfectly fine doing that. It's whatever you prefer. But I know there's at least a small, community of people that like to watch the replays here. But anyways, that's it. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.